What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt, where Derek and I...
That's me.
Yeah, that's that guy. We discuss music and movies and franchises and all things entertainment, games from time to time. And, we do this little thing every now and then. You know, maybe once in a while, once in a blue moon, where we take the top 10 best albums of a certain year and we put our lists together and duke it out over who has the best list. Usually it's me, by the way. And I'm just kidding. Of course, this is all opinionated. We both have some solid ass lists, and this is just to have fun and talk about some music that maybe we haven't heard in a while, or maybe we are so sucked into it that we listen to it all the time. In the case of generally Killswitch Engaged and
Yeah, that's facts.
Breaking Benjamin, just to list a few. But before we get started, and before we go over the rules, as we usually do at the beginning of each time we do this, Derek, what you been up to? What you been listening to and playing and all that stuff?
Well, I take no pride in this. I've literally listened to like 5 Placebo albums today.
Placebo albums?
Yeah, for Karen and I's top 10 thing we do just between ourselves. She picked Placebo for her next band. Don't worry, I picked Killswitch for mine. So she's going through Killswitch right now, and I'm almost done with Placebo. And it's something. We'll just say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Wouldn't recommend.
Nice. Been playing anything?
Well, I did hop on Helldivers a little bit today. I think I played a couple missions just to defend, and then the daily was just 5 rare samples, so that was easy to get. I haven't played Back for Blood. We might be doing concession stand work at the ball field in Warsaw, so I got my laptop all set up and ready to go with my Dolphin emulator, so I'm gonna we start playing Luigi's Mansion or Wind Waker or something when I have to do that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, not a whole lot of exciting stuff on this end. What about you?
Honestly, same. I've been doing some Scream lessons, if I hadn't mentioned that to anybody, but that's going well. But the reason I bring that up is because I was talking to my coach about Worm Shepherd. So I put on some Worm Shepherd today, because there's a specific thing that he does in a few of his songs that just sounds like his voice is just like this just gnarly whistling through the trees, and it's just like it sounds like the gnarliest whistling through the fucking trees on a snowy like snow top cover or a snow covered mountaintop or some shit like that. It's just, I don't know, it's the only way I can describe it. It sounds nuts. And I keep on
except
forgetting...
it's coming out of a pig's asshole.
Yeah, kind of like that, but
okay. All right.
But it's also not quite a pig squeal either. It's just something that's weird, and he might have some kind of distortion effect on it. I don't know, but I have seen them live, and he's done it live before too. So I don't know. But I kept on telling him that I was gonna send him a fucking song, and I couldn't remember which song that it was that I heard that in. So I went back and was listening to some Worm Shepherd. I still haven't found it yet, but that's really all I've been listening to. And playing anything? I guess I've been playing some WoW. I've been trying to get some stuff together for WoW, because Thursday is the Pandaria remix, which I'm going to be attending quite heavily because Pandaria is my favorite. I love Pandaria. And,
Kung Fu Panda was fun.
Dude, it was so good. I fucking loved, especially the raids, dude. Throne of Thunder is easily one of the best raids in the game, and I'll fight with anybody in the comments on that one, dude. It's so fucking good. But yeah, that's really it. I haven't really been playing Helldivers because you guys haven't really been playing, so.
Yeah, I just timing and others, like, yeah. I got so many projects at the freaking house right now. Like, literally, like I told you, I've been doing, like, since you told me about Google Docs and stuff, I literally made a gigantic list on Google Docs. So I'll get something done, delete that off, or I'll find something, add it to it. We're at like 75 projects strong, and I've already eliminated 3 and added 4, so we're making progress.
I think you and I both. I don't know if it's a manager thing or a supervisor thing for us being in that role for so long, or if it's like an ADHD thing or something. But I've noticed you have done this as well, or you take enjoyment in doing this as well. But compartmentalizing things, like putting things in our own organized boxes and lists and stuff like that. I personally love doing that. I think it's just therapeutic as fuck. I don't know why, but maybe it's an ADHD thing. But
I'm not even going to say that, because, I mean, it's just the best possible way of knowing, like, okay, I need to do this, so I can do this and this. And then instead of just having it all, like, thrown in together, it's organized. Like, my Google Docs organized by room. It's like, okay, in the kitchen, I need to do this. In my office, I need to hang up posters. Yeah. Because I have, like, 70 posters, and 5 of them are hung up. So, yeah.
Dude, we just like our lists, man. I don't know what it is, but it's good stuff.
Just makes life simple. That's all.
Yeah, it does. And Google Docs is very, very, very helpful with that. It's one of my favorite things.
Yes. Oh, hell yes. So, today, we are talking about the wonderful year of 2007. Now, I'm going to paint you a word picture of my 2007 really quick. Worked a lot, drank even more. God. To say I was blacked out, drunk for a quarter of this year is an understatement. This was at the peak of me just fucking raging, dude. So I love all the music that came out in 2007, even though I was telling you before we got on here, there's more great albums, but not as many like good albums in my mind, which I think we flipped on that, because I have like maybe 10 honorable mentions, but how many do you have?
I've got almost 30. I've got like 25 or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's seriously straight up me from like 2004. I had a shitload on that one.
Looking at my 2008 list as well, and my 2009 list, I also have a lot of honorable mentions.
See, 2009 I ended up having a lot, so it kind of came back. But 2008, once again, I had like maybe 10, and I was a little disappointed that I didn't have more. But yeah, I guess we'll just roll into the rules. So basically, to qualify for this list, the album must have been released in the year 2007. Not December 29th, 2006, or January 2nd, 2008. It has to be in 2007. No EPs, no re-recordings, no re-releases, remasters, live albums, singles, compilations.
Demos.
No demos. Damn it. I always forget like one at least on every list.
Yeah.
Now, so before we get started, this list, people may get heated about a few choices on these lists, but like Jacob previously said, we do this for fun. And
everybody woosah, remember that. This is fun. This is fun. This is fun.
Yeah. Because I know one of the albums I have on here is going to get some shit, but I will literally break anybody's face if they want to question it. So, go right ahead.
All right. Man. There's one. Okay, never mind. We're good.
And this is also another kind of odd year. Because there are certain years where, like, I know your number one album before we even do the list. Not because we told each other, just because I use my sweet-ass detective skills, and it's not hard to figure out. This year is a little bit weird, and there's maybe 3 I could see, but
I think you probably... No, because I was thinking it was I was thinking it was me, you, and Toby's group chat, but now that I think about it, it was me, Toby, Cheeks, and Cody's group chat that we were talking about this artist in detail. I mean, there was one day, it was when I was a forklift driver. It was like it was like last year or the year before. I can't remember. Whenever this artist put a album out, we had some general discussion that may or may not have led into some hot takes. and we discussed this artist in depth, and they 100% know probably what my number one is. But I don't know if I've talked to you about this artist as much as I have them.
Yeah, because like let's go back to 2006 for a second, because, well, if you guys haven't watched that, go back and watch it. Why'd you skip 2006?
Yeah, seriously, what the hell?
I'm not going to spoil it. I knew your number one, like right out of the gate.
Oh yeah.
2005, I knew your number one. 2003, we had the same number one.
Yeah.
And wasn't it 2004? You forgot something huge.
Yeah.
Or no, it was 2000, or was it 2005? I think it was 2005. You 2005. Forgot.
It's 2005, yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'll never make that fucking mistake again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew his number one pick, and this boy didn't even. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Derek knew my number one. I didn't even know it. Because I don't know how I spaced that. It's like one of my favorite albums of all time. But anyway, yeah. This one, for a lot of my friends, probably know. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I've really talked to you about these guys as much as I have with other people, maybe. But who knows? I could be spacing on that, but
yeah, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, specifically this album, as a matter of fact, because I'm pretty sure this is my favorite album that they've ever put out. So, like, this is their top album for me.
I'm very, very curious about this now. Then, so before we get started, one last thing, because I don't have this in every list that I do. I do have a worst album of 2007 this year. So, yeah. Do you want me to go ahead and get started, or do you want to go first, or what do you want? What do you want to do?
Who went first last time? Was it you?
I think you did.
Did I go first last time?
Yeah, you went, or no, I went first.
What was your number 10?
For this year?
For last year.
Oh God, I'm blanking. I'd have to look at it. Hold on a second.
Actually, I have mine. Oh wait, no, I changed my number 10. That's right.
2006.
I went first last year because I put 10,000 Days by Tool.
Oh yeah.
But then I switched it. Okay, so you go first this time because I went first last time. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, alrighty. So starting off, number 10, released April 10th, 2007. Hell Yeah by Hell Yeah, featuring the song Hell Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm just, side note, I love it when bands do that. For instance, Iron Maiden, with the album Iron Maiden, featuring the song Iron Maiden. But what is there to say about this? It's basically Hell Yeah. Or it's Hell Yeah, duh, no shit.
I hope so.
It's Pantera and Mudvayne put together. Now, I will say, I wasn't like super big into Hell Yeah. And this album, still no exception. It was good, but I think by the time they hit Undeniable, then they got really good. And then Vinny died, and then Welcome Home came out. It was awesome. But this was definitely a good note to start on, though. You Wouldn't Know was one of the first singles that they put out off of this album. My personal favorite song off of this album is Alcohol and Ass. I don't care what people say. That shit's just, it's hilarious. A little bit of whiskey and a little pinch of chew. Okay.
Dude, I bump Alcohol and Ass all the time.
Oh, dude. It's like whenever we'd go to Current River, we would always freaking be bumping Hell Yeah.
It's in every single, that song is in every one of my party playlists. Like any party playlist that I have, that song is there. Period.
Hell Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What one thing that was awesome, and it wasn't in 2007. I think it was in February of 2008. Me and a buddy, we went to visit another buddy in Champaign, Illinois, and we were going to go see Breaking Benjamin, Seether, 3 Days Grace, and I'm not going to say the fourth band because they're coming up later on this list. We went to eat at this one restaurant, and it was right next to a club, and I was like, hey, there's a line out there. What's going on over here? Oh, some band's playing. Okay. We go in and eat this fancy dinner that wasn't even that good. Honestly, it sucked. And then we get out, and I was like, let's go check and see what bands are over here, because it was like $10 admission. It was Machine Head opening for Hell Yeah in a freaking in a small ass club. Like, this was like a rectangle club. Like, it was just like, it wasn't even very long. It was just a fucking rectangle. And so, yeah, at any given moment, I was 10 foot from the stage, and yeah, they just absolutely freaking crushed it. And not enough good things I can say about Chad. Vinny, rest in peace. Yeah. So, number 10, Hell Yeah. By Hell Yeah.
Hell yeah. That'll never get old. Okay.
No, it won't.
My number 10 was released in September 26th, 2007, or on September 26th, 2007. It is called Dark Passion Play by Nightwish. Probably the only album that I like all the way through by Nightwish, to be honest with you. I like Nightwish, and if Nightwish ever has any songs come up, most of the time I listen to it. I usually don't skip Nightwish if it's on, whatever, but this album in particular, easily their best album. I don't know if that's controversial or not, because I don't know a lot of people that listen to Nightwish that heavily to contest me on that, so I don't know. But of course, The Poet and the Pendulum, 14-minute long song, very long, but it's an epic. It's great. It's super fun and just all over the place, and so much emotion and just drive, and then it has some slow, quiet, peaks and valleys and all that kind of stuff. But Cadence of Her Last Breath, I'm telling you right now, is probably the song I've listened to the most on this album, and I don't know why, but something about it just, I don't know. I listened to it a lot when I was playing WoW when I was a child, so like I probably attached that to some kind of nostalgia. But But yeah, dude, it's a good album. It's solid gothic, symphonic metal album, and I cannot remember which vocalist was on this one. I think this was Annette, I want to say, because Nightwish has gone through so many fucking vocalists, but beautiful voice. And yeah, just great album, man. Number 10.
I say I never really got into Nightwish, and I don't remember if he was working there when you did. But do you remember Julio from Target?
I don't think so. No.
He mainly worked in the back room, but yeah, he was like obsessed with Nightwish.
Oh yeah, no, I've never been super obsessed with him, but that album in particular, for whatever reason, caught my radar pretty good, and I listened to the shit out of it. I know I did. I still bump Cadence of Her Last Breath every once in a while, but
yeah.
But The Poet and the Pendulum, especially if you're into longer songs, and it's not long in the same sense as like Mirror Throne, like I discussed last episode, where Mirror Throne's very heavy, and yes, it does have peaks and valleys as far as mood goes. There are some slow bits in that, but this is like gothic symphony, almost rock. It's hardly even metal. I mean, obviously it's pretty heavy instrumentally, I guess, but this one's a lot easier to digest than something like Mirror Throne is. And yeah, I know it's a long ass song, but the rest of the album, pretty easy to get into songs, not 14-minute long epics or anything, but
yeah,
give it a listen if you want to get into Nightwish, man. I would definitely start there. That's for sure.
Okay.
But also keep in mind they've gone through a laundry list of fucking vocalist changes in their day.
Yeah.
But so you might not get the same sound every album, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
Number 10.
Let me get a good stretch in. All right. Ugh.
Let's get her in there. Number 9.
Number 9, released March 27th, 2007. It's Good Morning Revival by Good Charlotte.
Okay.
Now, this album is pretty big departure in my eyes from Young and the Hopeless. And even Chronicles of Life and Death. It's got more of an electronic sound to some of the songs. So like Misery and Dance Floor Anthem, or even like Break Apart Her Heart, you will definitely be able to pick up on that. But then there are bangers like The River that actually has M Shadows and Sinister Gates on the track.
It's my favorite Charlotte song.
Oh, dude, it's a great song. Actually, that song helped me get through I don't know if it was Arizona desert or New Mexico desert, but I was driving by myself up a fucking mountain. I think we were probably still in Arizona. So it was past Flagstaff. And, I was like literally running on like 2 hours of sleep. I was literally like hallucinating while I was driving, and the only thing that was like keeping my brain just focused, eyes on the prize, was The River.
Oh yeah, it's a banger.
Yeah, like if you haven't heard that, check out The River at the very least. If you like that, the rest of the album's kind of different, but still, give it a listen. It is worth your time.
It's so catchy, dude. It's so fucking catchy. You will find yourself singing along to that song like immediately. The chorus comes in, you're just like, oh yeah, dude. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you won't even be singing it. You'll be screaming it. So do yourself a favor, check it out. But number 9, Good Charlotte, Good Morning Revival.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, I never really got too heavy into Good Charlotte, which I'm sure we mentioned in previous episodes. But the River for sure. Even as a non-Good Charlotte fanatic, I still love the shit out of that song.
Oh yeah, it is a really good song. This album, and even like Hell Yes, they weren't like I loved every single song on either one of the album. I love the majority of the songs on both albums, don't get me wrong. But yeah, The River, just listen to The River. That's all you need to do.
Baptized in a river. All right. What we got? Number 9 was released. My number 9 was released September 14th, 2007. It is Worlds Collide by Apocalyptica.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes, it is. And boy, oh boy, did I listen to the shit out of this album. Dude, when this album released, I was all over it. I was obsessed. Of course, I Don't Care with Adam Gontier. And
oh, dude, yeah.
I'm Not Jesus.
I'm Not
Corey
Jesus.
Taylor. Yeah, dude, so good.
I actually forgot about that song until it just came to me. I was like, "Fuck, God, that song was so good."
It's so good, man. And then there was also there was another one. Which one was it? Oh, you know what? I'm probably thinking of on Seventh Symphony had Brent Smith from Shinedown. I think that was that album. It wasn't this one.
Yeah, that one was not strong enough.
Yeah.
Which actually, I don't know. Like there's a version with Hoobastank's lead singer doing that. I don't know if that was. Yeah. I mean, I prefer the Brent Smith version, of course, because
I don't know if I've heard the other one, but
yeah, it's out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because that's pretty cool. And I'm also just now realizing that for some reason I didn't know this. I don't know why, but Till Lindemann from Rammstein did a song called Helden with them on this album, Worlds Collide. I didn't realize that, so that's cool. I'll have to go back and re-listen to that now that I'm like familiar with Till Lindemann a little bit more than I used to be. But yeah, dude.
Shout out Toby.
Yeah, shout out Toby. If you haven't heard Helden by Apocalyptica, Toby, go check it out. But this was the album that got me into them like head on, and I got to see them live. I actually seen them live with my mother. That was a fun show. And
Nice.
dude, seeing Apocalyptica live is a whole different experience. Like, you already know they're very talented, but watching them do the shit and like right there is even more wild.
Oh yeah.
Playing the cellos behind their back and shit like this, like, how do you even do that? How the fuck do you do that? I don't know, but they did it, and it was Fight Fire with Fire, as a matter of fact, that they did that by Metallica, and I was like, how the fuck do you do that? It blew my mind. Yes, it was crazy.
God,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
insanely talented group of people, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, number 9, Worlds Collide by Apocalyptica.
All right. So we're moving on to number 8. Released October 9th, 2007. Famous by Puddle of Mud. Now, I completely forgot about Come Clean in my previous listings. That album was good. Life on Display, not so good. This album, once again, just like the last 2 albums, over half of this album is awesome, in my opinion. The other half is just what Puddle of Mud would become later on. So, definitely check out Famous. That's a song. I think it was the lead single originally, but then the one that got everybody's attention was Psycho. Not a very good song. But you could shut up any moment now. Living on Borrowed Time. It was Faith. We Don't Have to Look Back Now. And one thing I don't think a lot of people know, or at least I'm the only person I've ever heard talk about this. I think Radiate is a sequel to Blurry. Like a literal song sequel to Blurry.
Really?
Check it out. Yeah, oh yeah, check it out. You'll know exactly what I'm saying. Like if you listen to Blurry and then listen to Radiate, it's kind of it passes the baton off. And unfortunately, not a lot of people freaking, it was never a single, so most people never checked it out. But yeah, this is the last like remnant of Puddle of Mud being good, and I will tell you right now, you will not see them on any more of my top 10 lists, unless if it's a worst album of the year. So
we should do an episode about covers.
I am definitely down with that, and you know what? Better yet, we need to get Toby in on that one too.
I don't know, it might be a bloodbath.
I will drive.
That might be.
I will drive 2 hours. I will drive 2 hours to punch him in the face while he is sleeping. But anyways, yeah. Number 8, Famous by Puddle of Mud.
Nice. Okay. Number 8 was released October 23rd, 2007. It is Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces by Seether. This is the album actually that got me on to Seether to begin with. First album I heard by them. First song I ever heard by them was Fake It. I think it came on the radio. My dad was driving me to my buddy's house, my wee little tiny ass over to my friend's house, and I usually would go spend some time at his house while my dad was working on post. My dad's in the military, or ex-military, but yeah, my buddy lived on post, and he would drive me there, and this song would come on the radio, along with a lot of other stuff that, come to think of it, is just stuff that I really enjoy nowadays, like 3 Doors Down and fucking old Godsmack and shit like that, like stuff that I love to listen to now. So it's just interesting to piece that together. But Fake It came on, I loved it, and I had no idea who it was. I had no idea what it was. And when I got my iPod, I was trying so hard to figure out who fucking sang this goddamn song, because I just didn't. It's before SoundHound was a thing. It's before I was heavily on the internet or anything. So I'd ask my dad, I'm like, hey, do you know who sings this song, that song that goes like this or whatever? And he'd be like, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. So one day it came on the radio again while we were out working on a car, like one of my dad's cars or something like that. it came on the radio on FM 99, the local rock station, and they announced the fucking artist that sang it. That was "Fake It" by Seether or whatever. And I was like, finally, Jesus Christ! And I immediately was like, hey, can I go take a break really quick, just to 5? I'm gonna grab a drink. And I went immediately to my room. I got it on iTunes immediately. I was just like trying to get this so it didn't leave my brain again. And that was my introduction to Seether. So yeah, pretty cool. But again, this album's pretty fun. I love this album quite a bit. Rise Above This, I love it. As more mellow and shit as it is, I love it. I don't care what you have to say. But the whole thing's fun. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, something tells me we'll be talking about this album a little bit more later.
I will say it's probably not my favorite album by them, like through and through, but I definitely listen to the shit out of it for sure.
Oh yeah, no, save it for later.
Oh, good. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm number 8. Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces by Seether.
Okay. So, number 7. Released September 14th, 2007. Venus Doom by Him.
Okay.
Did you ever check out Dark Light or Razor Blade?
No.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking it up right now. That way, like, next time I open Spotify, it'll just be there.
Okay. Well, I definitely will say don't start with Venus Doom. Because, just like the last 3 albums...
You said Dark Light?
Yeah, Dark Light's great starting spot.
Okay. Got it. Got it up on my Spotify, and I'm just going to minimize it. So next time I open Spotify, it's just there.
Yes.
Okay.
This album for Him was a lot heavier than their other albums. Not as many songs either. This actually only has 9 songs on it, and the songs are longer than normal. Like normally Him song, what is it, like 4 minutes or so? Like this has a 10-minute song, and then basically almost every other song on the album is 5 minutes or above. But Passion's Killing Floor was actually in the first Transformers movie at one point when was it Transformers? Man, I know it had Shia LaBeouf in it. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Transformers. But then The Kiss of Dawn was the lead single off of it, and I love the guitar, the main riff for that. It's awesome. Dead Lover's Lane, good to check out. Bleed Well was probably, I think, the bigger song off of the album. And then, of course, title track Venus Doom. As I've said before, I don't know if this is true, so if people want to comment and let me know if I'm just wrong for thinking this, please correct me. As I've told Jacob before, Him is like a band you got to kind of get into in your teen years, so that way you get it. So, like, adults coming to it, like, today, I don't think they will get into it. So, if somebody over the age of 20 discovered Him and listened to them and then now loves them, they're their favorite band, please let me know. Because I think if I would have tried to get into them when I was 20, I would have said that was dumb AF and would have never even gave it a shot. So, yeah, that's number 7. Him, Venus Doom.
Venus Doom. Yeah, I will let you know. Because I am over, what did you say, 20?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am over 20 years old. I'll let you know.
Good. Because I'm serious. I want to know, because I just... Yeah.
All right. Well, I will keep you posted on that one. But for now, my number... What are we on, 7?
Yes.
Was released October 9th, 2007. It is Famous by Puddle of Mud.
Okay.
I love the shit out of this album, dude. I did not make the connection to Radiate, though, being a sequel to Blurry, so I'll have to go back and re-listen to that and see what I think about that one. But yeah, that's
just check it out, because I'm serious. I think you'll hear it, and then you'll be like, hey, he's not completely crazy.
No, I believe you. I never made that connection before, so that'll be interesting to check out. But looking at the music ratings for this is wild because I know Psycho for sure was fucking everywhere and saying that this got huge. Like 2.5 stars on these. And I'm like, what? I don't know, man. It was a big fucking song, and maybe not the whole album, but I know that song for sure was huge. So
yeah, famous got him really like a lot of airplay too. But yeah, Psycho just kicked the fucking door open.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I won't go too long on this one because I know we already talked about Puddle of Mud. But yeah, this song was pretty fun. This album was pretty fun. When I seen them live, I think they opened with Psycho, as a matter of fact. Yeah, their last song I'm pretty sure they played was "She Hates Me." I think was the quote unquote encore.
I was legitimately worried you were going to tell me, yeah, they opened the show with Psycho and then they closed the show with Psycho.
I mean, Scantlin's on some shit, but I don't know if he's that far gone. That would have been wild though. Holy shit. But yeah, actually, after I seen them, I'm pretty sure he got. I think it was like not even a week later, he got arrested at the airport for like assaulting a police officer or something like that.
Which time? I mean,
yeah, it was like a week after I seen them that happened. And I'm like, oh, Scantlin, what the hell? Just wild, man.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Good old Wes. Just doing the Lord's work. All right, let me stop. I'm done. Anyway, number 7, Famous by Puddle of Mud.
Okay. Number 6. This album, I have never had to listen to an album this many times just to like it. Just to like it. Released May 14th, 2007. Minutes to Midnight by Linkin Park.
Number 6, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I really hope this album isn't your number 1.
It's not.
No, I was going to say, I know I talk like I hate this album, but going forward, 6 on down, the rest of these albums are top to bottom great albums. Even if you had to literally spend all summer of 2007 listening to this album so it would finally click. Because I wasn't big on What I've Done when it came out. I remember I was like, what? This is Linkin Park now? Given Up, I've always liked Given Up. And it really doesn't sound like anything off of Meteora or Hybrid Theory. It is just heavy. And once again, and I know I said this during 2003, if Chester wasn't screaming for help, like, man. I mean, literally, like, you look at Given Up. Put me out of my fucking misery. He was screaming for help the whole time, and all we could do was try to hold that, like, 18-second fucking scream before the last chorus and rock out and stuff. But anyways, moving on. Leave Out All the Rest was also awesome. I like In Pieces a lot. The Little Things Give You Away. No More Sorrow was downloadable content on Guitar Hero 3. Shadow of the Day was a big one for him. Bleed It Out. Some douchebag in the dish room played that literally for 2 hours straight. And I almost ran him through the dishwasher. But this album definitely is a departure from the previous sound, and going forward in Linkin Park's discography, they kind of changed. They didn't do the same things over and over again. They wanted to challenge themselves and do different stuff. So
did this album come out before or after the New Divide or Great Divide? New Divide.
New Divide came out in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Because there for a little while, Linkin Park was like synonymous with Transformers, at least the first 3 movies. Yeah, if you're a fan of Linkin Park and haven't listened to this album, which I don't get that statement. That was the dumbest thing I've ever said. If just give it a shot. Trust me when I tell you, it does grow on you a lot. So number 6, Minutes to Midnight by Linkin Park.
Nice. Yeah, and just to throw this out there, dude, Chester was crying for help the whole Linkin Park career, man. Like,
oh yeah,
even in the earlier stuff, you can see it in his lyrics where,
oh yeah,
like this person is going through the ringer.
Yeah, and I just it sucks.
Yeah,
sucks.
It does suck, and yeah, it just sucks, man. But okay, my number 6 was released June 12th, 2007. It is Riot by Paramore.
Oh man,
Riot by Paramore. This is not my favorite album by them, but it is a great album nonetheless. Crush, 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 Hallelujah was great. Fucking, That's What You Get, awesome. The whole thing is just a fun Paramore album, to be honest with you. And I quite like it. And obviously this was probably my jumping point for Paramore. Definitely the first thing I ever heard by them. And I think Brand New Eyes is probably my favorite album by them, but it would be pretty close. I mean, Riot's pretty up there, but yeah, I don't know. Paramore's fun, dude. I love Paramore. I had a huge crush on Hayley Williams back in the day, of course, as most kids my age did.
You're not alone.
I still do, to be honest with you. So
you're not alone.
Oh, I know I'm not. But yeah, dude, awesome stuff. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the stuff they've been putting out recently, but I'm glad they're coming back into it and making music and stuff, and I'm glad they're touring and shit, but it's just so weird. It's just like, I don't know, it's just not as catchy to me. It's not as catchy to me as the stuff that they were putting out during this era of Paramore and whatnot, so it is what it is. To each their own. You listen to whatever you want to listen to, but yeah, this is good shit right here.
Crush, 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 and That's What You Get are, to me, I should say, two like rock band staples. Like, they're so fun to play. Like, you know, they're not overly complicated, but they're just good songs, and yeah,
they're just fun, man. They're fun.
Yeah.
To do anything with, listen to play on Rock Band. I mean, shit, they're just fun.
I couldn't agree more.
Super fucking catchy, dude. Paramore, this album and the, why am I blanking again? I literally just said it.
Brand New Eyes.
Brand New Eyes, yeah. Brand New Eyes and Riot are just catchy as shit. Like, there are multiple songs that you just find yourself singing along to all the time. It's the type of songs that you just get stuck in your head all the time really easily. It's just super good stuff. But yeah, number 6, Riot by Paramore.
Okay. All right, top 5.
Top 5, here we go.
Released October 30th of 2007. And this band was notably absent from my 2005 list. But Avenged Sevenfold by Avenged Sevenfold is, in my opinion, better than City of Evil.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, come on. Like, Critical Acclaim, Almost Easy, Afterlife, Scream, Dear God, and A Little Piece of Heaven.
Dude, my little child ass screaming to Almost Easy like I had any idea what it was talking about. I just loved it, dude. I'm over here just a child, okay? I'm a fucking wee little child, and I'm screaming Almost Easy like I have any idea what they're talking about whatsoever.
Dude, yeah. And Almost Easy, yeah, it was on Rock Band 2, and it was downloadable content for Guitar Hero 3. This is just a good album. It's all over the place in the best ways, because, I mean, like, and I say all over the place because Little Piece of Heaven is singing about, you know, necrophilia, And then you got Dear God immediately after it, which is like a straight up country-ish ballad. Yeah, and Scream. Like, so, yeah, I'm sure we'll be talking about this album a little bit more.
That's another song I had no right singing along to while I was a kid. Scream.
Oh, Scream? Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, like the dun 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 dun.
It's so good.
Like, if you're in a car with the system, boom, So, number 5, Avenged Sevenfold. Avenged Sevenfold.
Interesting. All right. Number 5. My number 5 was released September. We got a lot of September albums again. Didn't this happen a couple of years back?
Yeah.
Do people just release shit in September? Is that a thing?
Am I tripping? It must be. I don't know.
Is that like a just a Billboard thing? Like a timing thing? Or they just like a record label thing? I mean, I don't know.
I know. I think it was. Yes, it was 2013. It was not September. It was April. April was like just carpet bombed with amazing albums, and it was actually hard to keep up with it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I got another September one. September 25th, 2007. It is the one and only The Death Album by Death Clock. Need I say more? Can we just say Mermaider? I mean, can we just say Mermaider? You cannot tell me that you are a fan of metal music and this song comes on and you don't just sing every single line of this whole song and air guitar like Derek just did. There's no way that you can call yourself a metalhead if that's not you. Sorry. You're a fake, you're a fraud, you're a phony, you're a scammer. Because it is blood pumping, adrenaline, beautiful, that is. But I do have to take a moment to just put a little spotlight on Bloodrecuted. Because Bloodrecuted is one of my favorite Death Clock songs. Again, just absolutely insane. So much fun. So much to it. Just like melting your face off the whole time. Just the sheer ball pounding that you get from that song is unmatched. And I love it. But yeah, of course, The Lost Vikings, Better Metal Snake, Thunder Horse, Briefcase Full of Guts. The everything about this album is God tier. Period. Go Forth and Die. Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know if this album... Yeah, it was the deluxe edition of it. Had the Duncan Hill's coffee jingle. It's always the first song I ever show anybody if they're wanting to have a recommendation for Death Clock is the Duncan Hill's coffee jingle. That's the one I always go to first for some reason. I love it, but usually a close second is Mermaider, of course. But
oh yeah, like back in the day it used to be Thunder Horse.
Yeah,
and you would just hand some unknowing dumbass a guitar, and here play Thunder Horse. What?
Yeah. It's so good, dude. This whole album is just super fun. If anybody is not familiar with Death Clock, they're the band from Metalocalypse, the Adult Swim show. If you've never seen Metalocalypse, you need to. If you are a fan of metal at all, you need to watch Metalocalypse. It is brimming with like actual metal pop culture references everywhere to the Dimmu Borgir signs in the shape of a fucking Burger King sign in the backdrop. Like they've got metal everything all over the place, and it is just super over the top. Let me know down in the comments if you have seen Metalocalypse and who is your favorite character. Mine is Toki, because Toki is literally just me. And I love it. It's so good. So good. And I did get to see these guys live, which was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, I've seen them live with All That Remains and Machine Head. Yeah. All That Remains, Machine Head, Death Clock, and there was somebody else, but I'm blanking on it. Miss May I think? I don't know. There was another band opening before All That Remains, but yeah, good show. Damn good show. Loved it. Just beautiful album all around. probably my favorite Death Clock album, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, I would have to say Toki is my favorite too, because actually I got one of my buddies to name his, like, he just like found a stray cat. His name was Toki after that.
I mean,
So we were going through a big Metalocalypse phase, and I was like, dude, you name him Toki or I'm gonna punch you in the nuts. And he's like, I was like, I'm gonna do it while you're sleeping too.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this cat's name is Toki.
Exactly, that's what I fucking thought you said. The amount of Dr. Roxo impersonations me and Cody would do in school all the time is unreal.
Oh yeah.
Our teachers probably hated us, but I don't care. I hated most of them, so.
Yeah, right back at you, bitch.
I do cocaine! Yeah, dude. Good stuff, man. Such a fun time. Such a fun time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 5 Death album by Death Clock.
Okay. Number 4, released October 23rd, 2007. Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces by Seether. And
Nice.
let me just say, this album was so much better than Karma in Effect. Nowhere near Disclaimer 2. Those albums, even though one of them is they're the same thing, basically.
Yeah.
Album was a good return to form, because on Karma and Effect, I guess Corey, I might be mixing this up, so hopefully I'm not wrong. Corey Taylor did an interview, and they got on the topic of Seether, and I was like, yeah, they say fuck way too much. And I was like, pot me kettle? But anyways, so Sean Morgan took that personally, and then so he wrote Karma and Effect, and there's no cuss words. Or maybe no F words, I can't remember. Yeah, they said fuck that and went back to it, and God, yes. So, as Jacob previously mentioned, Fake It, awesome. Rise Above This, not awesome, because I'm sorry, if I want to listen to Seether, I want to listen to the I want to kill myself Seether, not the I'm going to try to be positive about things like this song or I feel so tonight. No, I want none of that fucking Seether in my life. I want the depressed, just, yeah, Sean gets me. Like, let's just say, like Suicide, for instance, since I'm talking about it. Breakdown is one of my favorite Seether songs, and nobody will convince me otherwise that this wasn't a clapback to that bitch Amy Lee for Call Me When You're Sober. What else we got? Yeah, Fallen was in Punisher Warzone. Awesome. A little song called FMLYHM, which stands for Fuck Me Like You Hate Me. No Jesus Christ. Six Gun Quota was more like a traditional radio rock song. Walk Away from the Sun, Eyes of the Devil, just the rest of the album. And then in 2009, they added the Careless Whisper cover, which I'm not going to say any more about that. It's a good cover, though. But, yeah, this album definitely brought Seether back up in my books because Karma and Effect was extremely disappointing. But only time will tell what happens with Seether's later albums. But, yeah. Number 4, Seether, Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces.
I had a feeling. I had a sinking suspicion that was going to be on your list somewhere. I didn't know if it was going to be high up or not, though. Honestly, this one was kind of a hard one to read for you. I wasn't sure. I knew that was going to be on there somewhere. I knew Avenged Sevenfold was going to be on there somewhere. I knew Linkin Park was going to be on there somewhere. I just didn't know where.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. Released March 23rd, 2007. This band will be familiar to anybody that has watched any of these episodes before because I have mentioned to them. I'm pretty sure, had an album on each one of my lists that they've released an album for that year, so there's that. And that is Victory Songs by Ensiferum. Victory Songs by Ensiferum is my favorite Ensiferum album. We have finally gotten to it, and I'm pretty sure several episodes ago of the top 10 album of the year, I did mention this as my favorite album by them, so if you've all been paying attention, this would come to no surprise at all to you that this album was going to be on my list somewhere. But yeah, dude, I just gotta tell you, Blood is the Price of Glory. This is a battle song, dude. You are going to ride into the fields of battle with blood all over your face to this song. It is beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. Wanderer, just straight up adventure song. You're going on a goddamn adventure, a trek into Mordor, if you will. I don't care. It's fun. It's super cool. The melody is just super catchy. It's easy to sing along to, especially if you like drinking and going on adventures. And, you know, it's fun stuff. It's good stuff. And One More Magic Potion is a straight up acid trip. It's just a straight up Viking acid trip. It's great. And the music video for it is fucking hilarious. Go watch it. Super fun. But last but certainly not least thing that I must say about this album before we move on is I have Raised by the Sword lyrics on my arm right here. That's what these little jumbled up words are in my own handwriting. That's why it looks so shit. But yeah, my own handwriting. Raised by the Sword. One of the first couple of tattoos that I was doing on myself back in the day, when I was messing around with that stuff. I still have my tattoo machine. I just need some ink and some new needles, of course. But yeah, fun stuff, man. If you like Viking metal and you haven't heard of Insiphirum, one, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go check them out. It's good stuff. And absolutely, grab yourself a tankard of ale, make yourself a bonfire, and just battle on, man. That's all I gotta say.
Rape and pillage.
Well, I don't know about all that, but
Wait, what?
How about we'll take the rape part out and put drink. We'll drink and pillage.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Anyway, battle on. Number 4, Victory Songs by Insiphirum. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Good thing we're not getting monetized, because that sure as fuck would not fly.
What? That's what Vikings did. Anyways.
This is educational. This is all historical.
And it's for children. No, it's not. Okay. Moving on. Released April 3rd, 2007. Vina Sarah by Chevelle. A lot of people don't really talk about this one all that much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always wonder what's next, or yeah, basically that's it. This album was awesome. I remember when I listened to this album, I still wasn't even really that big into Chevelle. But right out of the gate, Anti-Sate, great opener. Brainiac and Safe Waters, keep it rolling until you get to Well Enough Alone, which was like the main single off the album. But then you hit Straight Jacket Fashion, which is just a fucking amazing Chevelle song. And then The Fad, which has just a sick bass line throughout it. Both those songs just keep you ready to fight. And then last song I'll talk about is I Get It. That was another radio single. I know my wife really liked that one back in the day. I thought it was okay, but if I'm gravitating towards this album and I'm wanting to listen to something off of this album, it is 9 times out of 10 Straight Jacket Fashion. And then the other one time is The Fad. So good. But yeah. Number 3, Vina Sarah by Chevelle.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know, that's a Chevelle album that always goes under my radar. I don't know. It's just it's just not in my peripheral. I don't know why, but
like if I was to do a Chevelle top 10 albums, that would probably be in my number 2 or 3 spot, just off the top of my head.
Huh. Interesting. I'll have to go back and listen to it, because I don't know, I don't have a whole lot of memory of it, but
at least check out Straight Jacket Fashion. It's, oh god, so good.
Alright, sick. Okay. We are in the top 3, guys. We're in the top 3. Released May 14th, 2007. Minutes to Midnight by Linkin Park. Boy, when I say I listened to the shit out of this album, Oh my god, dude. But No More Sorrow, I bumped the shit out of this song. Shadow of the Day, bumped the shit out of this song. What I've Done was also quite big on my radar, but not nearly as much as No More Sorrow. Given Up, of course. Hands Held High was kind of weird, honestly. I wasn't too sure what to think of that song. I still am not, personally, I don't think. But yeah, No More Sorrow, Shadow of the Day, still regulars on most of my lists. Bleed It Out is another one of the songs that's on my party playlists for sure. Just because it's a good party song, I think. But
I'll run you through a goddamn dishwasher.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we already talked about this one, so I'm not going to go too far. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just really like Linkin Park a lot. But this is easily the very last Linkin Park song or album that I listened to heavily. After this album, I just didn't really listen to them all that much. And it's probably because around the time that this came out, or soon after, I started getting into some really, really heavy stuff that I've already talked about on previous lists. But keep in mind, like, those lists, I was very little, so I wasn't really listening to that stuff then. A lot of that stuff I'm listening to now, and stuff, you know, as I've gotten older, I've just had a very different taste in music, so that's probably why. But going back to it now, it's still not the same Linkin Park that I like to listen to begin with, so this is probably the last Linkin Park album that I super, super heavily got into. But yeah, number 3, Minutes to Midnight, Linkin Park.
Right. Okay, so, yeah. Number 2. Released July 31st, 2007. And no, well, actually, our rules prohibit reissues or re-releases, so I'm not going to be talking about the 2008 re-release of this album. But it is, hold on, I got to make sure I see Jacob's face when I say this. The Way of the Fist by Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay. No, that's fair.
What? What's the reaction I get?
Way of the Fist is probably my favorite Five Finger Death Punch album by a landslide.
Jesus fucking Christ. I swear to God. No, I'm so used to people nowadays just, the second you bring up Five Finger Death Punch, it does not matter if you're talking about whatever's coming out right now, because it's not good. But I'm sorry, I will argue this with anybody till the day I die. Their first 2 albums are fucking amazing, and yeah, they are great albums. Well, the shit that's coming out now makes me, oh, you listen to Five Finger Death Punch? Oh yeah, do you want to get one? Because you're about ready to. I mean, fuck, dude. This album was so good, especially as like kind of a bridge to getting into heavier stuff, because let's be honest, this album is very, very heavy. Like,
oh yeah,
shiz. Way of the Fist, Place to Die, White Knuckles, Meet the Monster.
Yeah, the bleeding was just super dark, man.
Yeah, and like, I'm sorry, I was actually expecting tomatoes to get thrown at me for this, so I'm actually very shocked at this moment. Well, to everybody out there that hates this number 2, I got a number 2 for you. All right.
Now,
go ahead.
With Way of the... Okay, so Five Finger Death Punch, yes, I'm not a huge fan. I don't really like anything by Five Finger Death Punch that's releasing today. And I'm also just not a fan of a lot of their ideologies and stuff like that, so I don't know. I guess I'm not the demographic for the stuff that Five Finger Death Punch does, but when I tell you that The Way of the Fist and War's the Answer, yeah. Those 2 albums were flames, dude. I can't even tell you how many times, and I know it was on the re-release, it wasn't on this year, but Never Enough was the first song that I ever heard by Five Finger Death Punch, and let me tell you, boy, very first song I heard by them, and I was hooked. I was obsessed. The music video just got me, like, super intrigued, and I'm like, man, this is weird, this is different. And I technically seen these guys at the first Mayhem festival that Mayhem Fest ever did, with Dragon Force, Mastodon, Disturbed, and Slipknot. And this was before they got big. It was probably Way the Fist, honestly, tour, because it was 2008, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. And dude, Way the Fist slaps, and you're not going to get an argument from me. I don't know if I'd put it in my number 2 spot, but
dude,
it's still great, dude. I mean, I love it.
You'd like, I listened to this album more than what I listened to Minutes to Midnight when I was trying to make myself like it. The only difference is I already loved this album and didn't have to start from negative to get into positive. God, me and my friends, like, this was just legit what we always listen to.
Dude,
check it out. Don't be a hater.
I still
honest opinion.
Still bump Five Finger Death Punch, Way the Fist, man. I love this fucking album, man. It's good stuff.
But yeah, that's number 2, Way of the Fist.
Hell yeah. Definitely did not expect that. No, I will say that. But yeah, you're not gonna get a negative response from me. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just so used to everybody being like, ugh, that it's like, oh god, get fucked, and just actually form your own opinion.
Yeah, no, I love Way the Fist.
Basically, Five Finger Death Punch has taken the place of Nickelback, because, you know, there's always one band in rotation that everybody has to fucking hate. It was, let's start the line. It was Creed at first, then it went to Limp Bizkit, may have been some in between here I'm missing, then it was Nickelback for literally like ever, and then Five Finger Death Punch is essentially the new Nickelback when it comes to just getting hate, and it's just dumb. I mean, they're not putting out great music right now, and I'm being very kind with that statement, but still, their old shit fucking slaps.
I think what happened with them, in my opinion, and the reason why I don't really listen to them anymore, is because during the third album, I want to say, and onward, it all sounds exactly the same. Same, like, regurgitated lyrics, same, like, riffs for the most part, or just, I mean, slightly changed, I'm sure, but drum work is okay, but, like, it's all the same stuff. It's just, like, a copy and paste of each album after that. So I was like, okay, what am I even listening to? There was a couple songs off of Righteous Side of Heaven, or Righteous Side of Hell, or whatever, that duo album that they released.
Yeah.
There was a couple songs on those two that I was okay. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, I guess. And I know Tech Nine also did a song with them. They did
Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah. That was fun. But I also just like Tech Nine, so I was pretty interested to see that anyway. But yeah, other than that, it just all sounds the same, dude. And that's why I just don't listen to it anymore. It just sounds like the same stuff that they always put on.
You're 100% right. The only thing I will say in difference, just my personal opinion, I made it through Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, both those albums, but then immediately after that, that's when it became way more miss than hit. Because there are still a couple songs that'll come out and I'll be like, okay, I can get down with that song. I agree with it. It's good. Album-wise, though, no, you're not getting this. You're not getting a full album of fucking bangers. If anything, you may be lucky to have 2-3 awesome songs that aren't talking about living the dream or fucking whatever, but it's just that.
Yeah.
No. So, yeah.
It is what it is, you know. To each their own, do you, but, like, it just ain't, it's not Way of the Fist. It's just not.
It's not Way of the Fist. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's hear it. I think I know what it is. Let's hear it. I want to see if I'm right.
You don't. You don't know what it is. This is the one that I told you had no info on it.
So that means I know what your number 1 is? Damn it.
You probably know what my number 1 is.
Yeah, I've used my sweet-ass detective skills and figured that out.
Yeah, it's definitely not this one, because I know you don't know this one. This is a deep cut. So I had to go on their band page on Wikipedia to find the release date for this album, because the album itself doesn't even have a Wikipedia. That's how little this band has put out. They were together from 2000 to 2009. They only released one full studio album. They released one demo in 2006 and one EP in 2003, which I actually don't think I've ever listened to. So now that I'm looking at this, I might actually go back and listen to it. And this is a deep cut because this is a band that for some reason popped up on YouTube one day, and my tiny little curious ass, when I was just scrolling through YouTube, discovered this band. They never picked up. I don't know why, because I love it. I could probably guess why. They're not everybody's cup of tea, but I love this album. It's on my 10s list. Surprisingly, it is on Spotify. I don't know how or why, because these guys have not put anything out since 2007, and they won't be because they broke up. They all have their own side projects and shit now. But the album is called Cycle Repeats. It was released March 20th, 2007 by a band called Lost Eden. Losteden. Lost Eden. And they are a Japanese melodic death metal band. They do have some black metal influences too, but when I say I've listened to this album so many fucking times, I'm not even kidding. It is one of my favorite albums of all time. I couldn't tell you why. If you listen to it now, you're probably like, Jacob, what the fuck, man? Why would you... What? Some people might just enjoy the rawness of it. I don't know. Maybe that's why I like it so much, but it is just super fucking cool. And I'll be honest with you, Japan's got some awesome metal bands coming out of them. I don't know if anybody's like done any deep searching into Japanese metal or the Japanese metal scene, but they've got some fucking bangers, man, and these guys are no exception. Awesome album. Cycle Repeats by Lost Eden. Check it out if you haven't already. I will say their song Sandglass, it's kind of a little bit of a break in the middle of the album. It's an acoustic guitar solo instrumental thing or whatever, just in the middle of the album. It is corrupted. The file is corrupted, so it's all choppy and shit. And I've been trying to figure out a way to reach out to whoever owns the rights to this album so I can tell them that song is fucked up, so they can put a better file in its place so it's not all choppy and shit. But, fun fact, I still have the original copy of this album that I downloaded forever ago that I've managed to save because my intelligent big brain ass years and years and years ago emailed it to myself.
Nice.
So
there you go.
It was just sitting in my email, and I was like, man, I want to listen to this album in full, but I don't want that choppy shit happening on Sandglass. And then I was like, wait a minute, I emailed this album to myself for some reason. I don't even remember why. And it has the perfect, flawless version of that song that has no choppiness whatsoever. And it's beautiful. It's a great song. It's a great little acoustic instrumental midway section into the album. It's great. It's awesome. But if anybody wants to see any recommendations, I don't have the track listing up here, but Time Damages Me is phenomenal. It's such a great song. Super heavy, super melodic. It's just so much aggression in the dude's voice. It's just wild. I love it. But yeah, go check it out. Cycle Repeats by Lost Eden. And also, while you're at it, check out some more Japanese metal bands, man. They've just got some crazy shit happening. The band Jaluka, I think I just discovered this year.
Oh, God fucking damn it.
Jaluka, Jiluka, also another amazing, I think they're Japanese metal band. Phenomenal. Just crazy shit. And then another band I'd also recommend is Victim of Deception. Just super fucking dark. Heavy as all hell. And Make My Day. That's another fairly new band that just came out a couple years ago. Or they just released stuff a few years ago anyway. 2018, I think, 2017.
Yeah.
Awesome melodic metalcore kind of shit. And yeah, check it out.
Right. So, you guys should know what time it is by now because we're in 2007 and we've done this a few times. It's time for Honorable Mentions! So these are all the albums that we thought were very good and definitely deserved, some recognition. that, we didn't feel comfortable with actually putting it in our top 10. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go first. So, for honorable mentions, I have Megadeth, United Abominations, Stick Puppies, Dressed Up as Life, Static X, Cannibal, Ozzy, Black Rain, Marilyn Manson, Eat Me, Drink Me. Some of my friends are going to shoot me for this, but I never got into this band. I tried, guys. But this album is good, but it just, Machine Head, The Blackening. The X's, A Modern Way of Living with the Truth. 6 a.m., The Heroin Diary soundtrack. Death Clock, The Death Album. Mudvayne, By the People, For the People, which was technically an EP. And Atreyu, Lead Sails, Paper Anchor. All right. Nice. I'll let you do your honorables, and then I've got some words about my worst album of the year.
Okay. All right. So, For Those Who Have a Heart by A Day to Remember, Infinity on High by Fall Out Boy, Them versus You versus Me by Finger 11, Alpha by Seven Dust, Dead Again by Typo Negative, Good Morning Revival by Good Charlotte, and I put that there specifically for The River, because I'll be honest, I don't think I've heard the whole album, but but I love The River so much.
That's fair.
Threads of Life by Shadows Fall, Dressed Up as Life by Sick Puppies, Hell Yeah by Hell Yeah, The Best Damn Thing by Avril Lavigne, Genesis...
Hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend.
Exactly. Okay. Genesis by Job for a Cowboy, Black Rain by Ozzy Osbourne, Carry On by Chris Cornell, Good Girl Gone Bad by Rihanna, Epiphany by T-Pain. I put the Transformers album on here for various artists, but I forgot to specify which ones I was putting it on here for, but I'm sure if you look up the track list, it's probably obvious. I don't know.
Linkin Park, The Used, Goo Goo Dolls. That's all I can remember.
I mean, that's enough. That's plenty. The Simpsons movie soundtrack by Hans Zimmer, of course. Mainly because I just wanted to shout that movie out. It's such a fucking banger, dude. It's so good. The Way of the Fist by Five Finger Death Punch, of course. 6 a.m., the Heroin Diary soundtrack. Nocturnal by the Black Dahlia Murder. Echoes, Silence, Patience, and Grace by the Foo Fighters. Blackbird by Alter Bridge. Beautiful Tragedy by In This Moment. The Novella Reservoir by November's Doom. Amazing doom metal album if you're into that kind of shit. And A Flair for the Dramatic by Pierce the Veil.
All right.
I'm sure by now you could probably have deduced my my number one because it wasn't in my honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, no, I've already got the whole entire list our collective list typed up now because I'm sweet ass detective. But yeah, before we get to our best, let's talk about the worst.
Okay.
Korn, what the fuck? What the fuck was going on with the Untitled album? Holy shit! That album was literal garbage. Minus the first song, which literally, it just sounds like a haunted, like carnival or like festival music and stuff. That was awesome. Everything else that followed was shit. It was just pure dog shit. This album, like, I'm double pissed because we just did, we just talked not too long ago about the big four new metal, which, go ahead and check that one out. And Korn, like, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Korn, I understand they are one of those four. This album, just Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Don't listen to this album. Listen to Follow the Leader, Issues, Take a Look in the Mirror, See You on the Other Side. Skip this fucking dumpster fire of an album. And then while you're at it, skip fucking Korn 3 too. So, I just saved you your time. Thank you.
I'll be
Worst album of the year. Korn Untitled.
I completely forgot it existed. That's how bad it was.
Oh, dude, it fucking lives in here. I just can't. Okay. All right, so now that that's out of the way, we can talk about the best.
Yes, we can.
So, my number one, not the album, but the band, was in my 2006 list. And on September 25th of 2007, this band released an album that not only blew my mind, it blew all of it, like my friend circle. There is nobody, and I mean, I'm not talking, it's like 2 or 3 people. No, we're talking like 20, 30 fucking people.
Got a big ass circle.
Oh, dude, yeah. Do you remember when I said I started like to paint the picture of this year? There was just a lot of drinking, and that's what I was very social back in the day.
Hell yeah.
But the criminally overlooked band Hurt put out Volume 2. And those of you that watched 2006 know I put Volume 1. I believe it was at number 6. Volume 2 is better in every way, shape, and form over Volume 1.
Damn.
I'm going to start with Summer's Lost, the opening track. Jesus. Like, the guy's, like, the lead singer's name is J. Lauren Wintz. Okay. I always just say Lauren. But one thing that he does very well that I don't feel a lot of bands do, and it's definitely more apparent on like their next 2 albums as well. I can literally feel his fucking pain when he is singing, and that causes it to just hit deeper. Summer's Lost, no difference. 10 Ton Brick, that was their biggest radio hit. So people may remember that from 2007, but considering that was 17 years ago, and it wasn't like a number 1 hit or anything, you may have forgotten about it. But The Abuse of Sid, oh, God. Alone with the Sea, Talking to God, Be Par, that one's for you, buddy, shout out. Loaded was released as a second single, which honestly, Loaded is probably one of my lesser liked songs on this album. But then Better, God, what? I don't even know how to pronounce this one. It's just E-T space A-L. Yeah, I've seen that like in documents before where it's like E-L or whatever, but this album, seriously, I will plead with people, listen to this album. Listen to Volume 1. Then check out Goodbye to the Machine and The Crux. These albums are all so good, and bands like, and I'm going to go ahead and shit on one of the bands I've been talking very highly about, or at least was, Five Finger Death Punch. They're just putting out the same garbage over and fucking over and over and over, and then that's what's on the charts. Whereas this band, it's just bullshit that no talented people, and I'm not saying that about Five Finger Death Punch, I'm saying that about other people. No talented people get all this fame and everything, but then something so great like this, nobody's ever heard of. It's just fucking criminal. And yeah, so do yourself a favor, do your loved ones a favor. Check out Volume 2 by Hurt, because that is my number 1 album of 2007.
I just looked it up. 8 Owl or whatever means and others.
Okay, all right, yeah. Like I've never known how to pronounce it, so it's always that one.
Yeah, it means and others.
8 Owl.
Yeah, I was looking at the band here on Wikipedia. I've never. I know you mentioned them in the last one. I've never heard of them before that though. And
dude, yeah.
Which one did you say was on their, like, the biggest one was 10 Ton Brick, you said was?
10 Ton Brick, yeah.
Maybe I have heard it, but I don't know, I'd have to listen to it. But, yeah, I'll have to check these guys out, too.
Dude, definitely do it, because they will be popping up on more of my lists.
Oh, hell yeah. I will check them out. Alright. Hopefully we don't have another, what was it, 2004 scenario or 2005, whatever it was, where I forgot a specific band. But my number 1, as I have it, should be my number one. let me double check.
Give me a release date.
Hang on.
Actually, wait, that didn't even work last time when you were doing it to me.
Yeah, I know. I was spacing. Hang on. Okay, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, no. It's not. We're not going to have another scenario like last time. This
I'm in suspense.
album was released October 30th, 2007. It is, of course, Avenged Sevenfold by Avenged Sevenfold. It is in my 10s playlist. For any of you guys that have seen our previous episodes, I have a 10s playlist of non-skippable albums that just I play all the way through every time. This is on there. It was probably the first album I added to the list, as a matter of fact, not for any particular reason, just a fun fact, because the reason I even started that list to begin with was because of me listening to this album again. And yeah, I listened to it a couple times in a row and was like, you know what? I can't skip any of these songs. I love every one of them. I'm going to make a playlist of albums that I have just for no skip sakes, basically. So that was, this album was the birth of my 10s playlist. I love it. I also love it more than City of Evil. So
good.
Fight me in the comments. Fight us in the comments, because it's better than City of Evil. Sorry. I do love City of Evil, don't get me wrong, but this album is just beautiful, man. It's just a freaking banger all the way through. Brompton Cocktail. I think Lost is probably one of the most underrated Avenged Sevenfold songs that they've ever put out. And nobody talks about it enough. I think the only person that I've ever talked to about it that was like, yeah, I agree with you, is Toby. Because he, as far as I remember, I'm pretty sure he also loves Lost. It's just a fucking awesome song. But, of course, we've got your Almost Easy and Afterlife singles, Scream, Dear God, and we cannot forget A Little Piece of Heaven and the amazing music video that came with it. I love this fucking album. Through and through. Can't say enough good things about it. Yeah, it's just too damn good, man. It's just too damn good. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Easily peak Avenged Sevenfold for me. No?
No, I don't.
No?
No.
It's not peak Avenged Sevenfold for you?
No.
Really?
Their peak comes a little bit after.
Nightmare?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, fine. Fine, whatever. I can't... I'm starting to get glimpses of maybe we have had a discussion about Avenged Sevenfold before. Okay.
Maybe. It's lost on me if we have.
I will say that that conversation that I mentioned with Toby and Cody and Cheeks and in that group chat got a little heated.
With Avenged?
Yeah. With me.
What'd they say?
There's just... There was a lot of positivity being spread about some of the stuff that I think is just absolute fucking smelly doo-doo dog shit, and I could not have it.
Well, okay, when you said there were some hot takes, I knew that you were the one with the hot takes, but yeah.
I don't know, man. Generally speaking, I would not say that I was the one with the hot takes on this one in particular, but I don't know. Depends on who you're talking to and what era of Avenged Sevenfold they came up with, I think, but...
That's fair. So, I was crunching the numbers, and we do have a collective top 10. So, number 10, Death Clock, the Death Album. Number 9, Insuferum, Victory Songs. Number 8, Puddle of Mud, Famous. Number 7, Chevelle, Vina Sera. Number 6, Lost Eden. Cycle repeats. Number 5, Five Finger Death Punch, The Way of the Fist. Number 4, Hurt, Volume 2. Number 3, Seether, Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces. Number 2, Linkin Park, Minutes to Midnight. And then number 1, Avenged Sevenfold, with 16 points out of 20.
That's right. My boys in Avenged Sevenfold taking it home.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have bumped Avenged down to 10. I should have known Avenged was going to be your number 1.
Nah, dude, I fucking love this album. I love it. Like, easily my favorite Avenged Sevenfold album. None of the other ones hold a candle. I like City of Evil quite a bit, but not nearly as much as this. I like Nightmare quite a bit, but not nearly as much as this. As a matter of fact, Nightmare has grown on me so much that I would say Nightmare is probably my second favorite Avenged Sevenfold album.
My favorite Avenged album is The Stage. I couldn't even say that with a straight face.
I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I almost threw up in my mouth saying it.
Yeah, we need to get you in a group chat with fucking Toby and Cody so we can talk about this. Cause
why? They hate Avenged?
No, we all love Avenged. We just all seem to love different parts of it a little bit more than some of the other parts. And I'm telling you what right now, boy, oh my god, dude, some of it is just heinous. Heinous.
I could see that.
Just throwing up in my mouth. But, yeah. That'll do it for top 10 albums of 2007. Boyos and Goyos. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Fun list.
So make sure to comment down below.
As usual.
Let us know. Yeah, what was your 10? Have you heard of Hurt? For the love of God, I don't care if I got to be the one that brings the band back. I'm gonna do it because I love this band. But yeah, what are some albums that we left off? I mean, I think it was in 2003. Yeah, a bunch of people were like, Static X, Shadow Zone, this. Let us know what we're missing, and we'll come back and we'll say if we fucked up or not, because we're good dudes like that. But, yeah, like, comment, sub.
All that good stuff. Like if you liked if you disliked. I don't care, like anyway.
Yeah.
Sub to the channel. Go back and watch all of our other ones as well.
Yeah, let us know if we're getting it or if we're missing something, because I'm going to tell you you're missing something, but that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, so I guess until next time, everybody have a good one.
Peace, guys. Peace. Also, I still want to know your fucking favorite Death Clock character, so make sure to comment that as well. See you next time. It's definitely Toki.